Good evening, Yellow Jacket Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Catch a Buzz. My name is Ryan King, here with my brother and co-host Sean King. Coming at y'all just a couple days out from the biggest game in a decade for the Jackets. Sean and I are going to be there at Bobby Dodd. Pitt is coming to town, and the Jackets have a chance to win and be going to Charlotte to the ACC Championship game. Um, it's kind of hard to fathom that is the situation that we're finding ourselves in as Tech fans right now. Just wanting to start out by taking a second to just appreciate where this season has taken us. The fact that we're at this point, I think, is pretty incredible. In 3 seasons since Brink has taken over as head coach, I don't think that any of us thought that the program would be where it's at right now. And I mean, listen, you've got what? You said 27 seniors, I think, Sean, on this team.
Yep.
It's going to be their last game at Bobby Dodd, and that place needs to be an absolute madhouse on
I don't
Saturday
think it's
night.
sold out yet.
Saw something earlier that said there was still 2,000 tickets, I think, but I'm not too concerned about that getting filled up. I think it's gonna be an electric atmosphere. I'm super excited to be there. Sean and I briefly mentioned it in the call-in show we did with Rec Talk earlier about how I can't even really remember the last night game that we were able to go to at Bobby Dodd. So it's gonna be a special night, and I guess where I kind of want to start the video is just I want to get your thoughts on whether or not you think that the Tech defense is going to be able to come out and put on a performance that's just good enough for the Jackets to win Saturday night.
Well, I feel like the defense has played good enough at home to where we can have some hope. Over the past 2 weeks, uh, you're playing a night game in NC State and an afternoon game, and at Pitt, and the defense has just shown its ugly head. And basically, all the road games we've played this year, barring the one in Colorado, where we got some major stops in big situations. But just looking at the stats, I mean, this game does not bode well for Tech. Defensively wise, we are horrible in pass coverage. Pitt ranks up there with some of the best passing offenses in the nation with Heinzel back there at quarterback. After they made the switch from Eli early on in the year, after they took that early loss to West Virginia, I really stopped watching Pitt after that because West Virginia's dog water. And I hadn't really even realized that they made the switch to Heinzel until I guess they started blowing people out and putting up 50 points a game. But I don't really think this is a game where you can look back last week at how they played against Notre Dame, because Notre Dame's just got better talent than them, better talent than us, and really just played man the entire game and just challenged Pitt to throw the ball with a freshman quarterback. And or one of the few teams this year that were really able to make Mason seem like a freshman quarterback. And I just don't think Tech has the talent this year, especially on the defensive line. I really do think our DBs can really run with most people. I think we've got some speed out there. We're fully healthy now on defense. I mean, you got Clayton Powell-Lee, you've got Amari Harvey, you got Jai Gilmore, and you got Rodney Shelley. And a little depth behind there with Tay Harris and Zachary Toby. But like I said, man, it all comes down. Well, first off, the crowd's going to be a major factor early on in the game. It needs to continue throughout the whole game, especially on third down, where we have seen incapable of getting off the field, especially third and long. The few chances that we have gotten teams at third and long, they've converted every single one of them. I can think back to the Duke game. We kind of got control of the game and just gave up a 3rd and 20 after we've talked about it before. They bring the corner blitz. And he just runs right into our D end, has no contain whatsoever. Quarterback scrambles out, misses a sack, from the D linemen and just scrambles. And like I said, our DBs are decent. They're not good enough to cover for 10 seconds while you have a QB running around and just complete scramble drill, which seems like we're in every single time we're in third and long. So you had Duke, you had Boston College last week, you had NC State the week before that. All had massive third and long conversions that I mean just they just kill you, man. I mean it just drains every bit of, especially when the defense hasn't been playing that great this year anyways. When you get them in third and long situations, that's when you need to feast. That's when you need to bring pressure, stunt something, um, to try and get off the field. And these past 2 weeks, it has just been absolutely horrid from the Jackets. And I think being at home will help that. And I think hopefully, like I said, it's all hope. I mean, the stats are there to show you that this defense is god awful. Um, but man, you're obviously not going to stop them every drive. But you just got to hope for 3 punts, 4 punts, and if not that, a couple turnovers to get your offense back the ball. But that's not even saying much. Um, haven't really been. We didn't play a good Boston College defense last week. We didn't play a good NC State defense the week before. They were all injured. Um, Pitt's got a pretty good defense now too. So I don't think the offense is going to put up 600 yards uh, this coming Saturday. So you're going to have to find a way to get stops. I mean, Haynes King's going to do his thing, but I just don't feel like it's going to be uh, yards galore this weekend. So the Jackets have a tough matchup, and I know they know it's for a championship game. You win, you're in, and God, it's gonna be a fun night game at Bobby Dodd. I think we're in 205 is the section we're in, so almost right on the 50. Perfect view of the skyline and the city. So the only thing that'll be better than that, seeing Atlanta at nighttime, would be a Jackets win.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of Atlanta outside of Bobby Dodd after a Jackets win, and I'm not going back home sulking after the game. But no, I mean you pretty much hit on everything. Uh, I think it is going to be important that the Jackets are back at home. It's that there is something about being at home that does seem to really impact not only the defense but the team as a whole. I mean, they just play infinitely better at home than they do on the road. Every road game this year has been a nail biter or we've lost. It feels like so. I mean, um, I'm hoping that we're gonna now win this game and you're gonna be undefeated. I'm not even gonna say it. Uh, Undefeated at home for 2 seasons in a row, which would be absolutely insane. So we'll but it's going to take a real monumental effort from the defense. I mean, based off of what we've seen the last 2 weeks, it's hard to see where the kind of miracle improvement is going to come from. Uh, it's going to have to be a scheme thing. Sean and I discussed it in our last video. I mean, this has to be a scheme thing. There can only be so many guys that have regressed in one season that were on the team last year playing up to a certain standard that have now seemed to have dropped well below that this season. And I think that is a bit of an indictment on Gideon. I think that it's, I'm not going to sit here and call for his head. I think the problem is that he's never been a DC before, and I think that he might have come in and tried to implement too much of his system without having his players in place to implement that system, as opposed to trying to run a bit more of a hybrid between just what Santucci was doing last year and adding some things to it. I think he might have tried to come in and kind of overhaul the whole thing, which might be leading to the results that we're seeing now. And you've just got guys that are trying to do things or are expected to do things that they're not capable of. But with that being said, at the end of the day, Heinschel, as good as he's been since he's become Pitt's starter, has shown that he can be turnover prone. I mean, the Notre Dame game is you know, take it with a grain of salt. Notre Dame's a pretty spectacular defense, but there were a lot of throws in that game. Granted, a lot of times he was under pressure, but there were a lot of throws that were very scary. And I can't remember how many picks he threw. I think he threw at least two, but he could have had way more than he did just from the bits and pieces of the game that I did watch. So he is prone to that. The problem is that Tech is just going to have guys that are in position to make those plays. And when they are in position, looking for the ball and not chasing down a receiver with their back turned. We just saw that against Boston College. Clayton Pelly probably should have had a pick six. But
Look, honestly, dude, I'd rather that than playing 40 yards off the ball and just letting them complete
yeah,
everything
I
underneath.
agree. I agree. And that's kind of my thing is that, like, if we're going to give up explosives anyways, just take some risk. I mean, get after the quarterback, bring 7 guys, just do what you can to try to get pressure at least a couple times. And maybe you get home once or twice, you rattle them, and it starts forcing them into to making poor decisions. And have your DBs just be aggressive. Play some more man, and just don't play 10, 12 yards off the ball. Get in press man. Knock the guy. Play physical. Knock him off his line. I don't know. I mean, I just think that there's a lot that you can do that I feel like we haven't done a lot of. And I'm hoping that we see it this game because we have to see it this game. Or else, like you said, I mean, that Pitts can come in and put up 50 on you in a heartbeat if you play the way that you did the last couple of weeks. So I'm concerned about it, but I'm also, I don't know. I think I mentioned it previously where I was just like, it feels like a very Georgia Tech thing to do to sit there, lose to a mid NC State team, really get almost blown out by an mid NC State team, and then squeak out a win against the worst team, maybe in the Power Four, and then just come in and play incredible against Pitt. You're back at home, which I think we keep saying that, but I do think it has a big impact. I don't know what it is mentally, but it's evidenced by the performances that the team has had this year. Our only real solid wins, I would say, have been Virginia Tech and Syracuse, both at home. And
Yep.
I guess Gardner-Webb is FCS. But, I mean, that's where you played your best games all year. They're horrible teams, but still. So is Boston College, and you almost lost. Wake Forest isn't amazing.
Yeah,
Almost lost.
Wake Forest. That's on the list of another game where the defense played like garbage, other than the second half. But as much as it is the defense this week, it's just going to be to see really how good this offense is
Yeah.
at home. Just you've had some fantastic performances these past 2 weeks, but like I said, against weaker competition. So yeah, where I mean, it's Haynes King's last game at the Dot, so he's going to come out with a fire up his ass, and I really think this whole team is. I think he has gotten them in check this week, and just really instilled the mindset of, as much as Key says, faceless opponent. I think everybody knows what this game means for this season itself, for this program, to get back to somewhere where we haven't been in a long time. So it'll be really interesting to see what type of game Buster calls as well, especially if the defense is shows some early signs of shit like they have the past couple weeks. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think he needs to change anything unless Pitt just has some game plan where we can't gain a single yard. But this is also the best offense in the nation you're talking about, yards per game wise. And I know that's skewed a little bit from the competition we're playing, but at the same point, we've got the same talent as other ACC teams, if not better on the offensive side of the ball. So
I think that Haynes King might have a very special game this Saturday. Pitt, if I believe I'm correct on this, I think that Pitt is actually the number 9 rushing defense in the country.
yeah, they were
And
third
they're
last week.
right, and that Notre Dame ran all over them. But they're 90 plus ranked in pass defense, I believe. And if they are able to come in, now we have a pretty spectacular offensive line. So, I mean, I think it's really good that Tech got to see Notre Dame do what they did on the ground against Pitt. I think that that's really good film for Tech to have because they maybe similar to what Boston College kind of did with NC State, seeing our defense. Maybe we'll be able to expose some of that on Pitt's rushing defense as well. But if they are able to kind of stymie us rushing the ball, Haynes has been throwing the ball as good as anybody in the country, and he might. And look at what Eric and Malik did last week. They against a not good secondary, they can absolutely torch you. And Jordan Allen needs to get multiple touches in this game.
I agree. How? What do you think the workload should be like in the backfield? Obviously, we know the rushing attack hasn't been there for
Between
us.
80 and 90% Hosley.
Yeah.
Between 80
And like,
and
and like,
90% touches need to be Hosley.
I hate to even say that, just because this is also Jamal's last game here at the Dot, and he's done a fantastic job at building our program up and taking over
Work him out of the slot.
after Jameer left. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's still lethal enough, to where you want him on the field in a lot of situations, but it just feels like he's so choppy.
It just seems
I'm not,
tentative. I don't know why.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if he's got anything going on health wise or if he's fully healthy. I mean, he should be. I mean, Hosley's been getting a lot of touches these past few weeks, but this run game's gonna have to show its head a little bit because it's just been non-existent other than Haynes King. I mean, Hosley had a couple breakaways last week. I'm not sure the stats in the NC State game, but it just feels like every time you go and look at the box score after the game, it's Haynes King with most of the rushing yards and all the running backs under 100 yards. So, like you said, I'd definitely try the jet sweep again with Jordan Allen, get the ball in his hands. I mean, dude's just a complete speedster and is going to be really, really fun to watch these next few years. Pay the man, please.
Right.
These are guys that you have to keep at Tech. You just can't afford to let these type of guys go. And I think Key is instilling some type of sense of just a team and a culture that people will want to stay at. Obviously, everyone's not going to want to stay. People are going to get their bags and leave and head somewhere else. But yeah, these are guys you got to keep. Now there is a lot of talent on this team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, you have to attack in recruiting, you have to attack in the portal. But man, it's fun watching this offense, and you kind of didn't really. Now these past few weeks did inflate us as far as offense. That is why we're the number one ranked in yards per game. We had 500 something against NC State and over 600 yards of offense last week. So that obviously helps your numbers. But man, this it's going to be upsetting seeing all these players leave. You got Jamal leaving, Haynes leaving, Malik leaving, Eric Rivers leaving. You're really only left with Jordan Allen, Hosley,
Is
Canyon.
Keelan leaving?
Keelan's leaving.
Diesel.
Fusal's leaving.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe another lineman. So,
Yeah.
like I said, that's the positives about having a big senior class is you're able to do something special like we are this season, and but next year's next year. We're worried about the game this weekend and hopefully continue to dominate on the offensive side of the ball. So it's going to be fun, man. I want to ask you though, what do you want to see from this if we win the coin toss? Do you want to see us get the ball, and if so, how do you kind of want to see us attack a Pitt defense who, like you said, has a pretty good rushing defense and a subpar passing?
Um, to me, I think it's pretty simple. I think that you just need to kind of come out and let Haynes throw the ball. I mean, his arm. Now that you're letting
It's
him,
so much better.
I mean, you're just letting him sling it. That's the
Yeah, you're just
difference.
opening it up.
If you let him get out there and throw the damn ball, he's going to complete some great passes, and he's going to get warmed up. I feel like part of the issue. Well, obviously, he was very injured last year, which I was saying. I'd been saying all season. I was like, he's 100% hurt. Um, but even this year, it seemed like it was a bit of a slow start to kind of warming up to letting Haynes throw. I mean, he was running it 20 plus times every single game. Now you're letting him throw it, and it's like, oh, wait, this guy can just go out there and get you 400 yards when you want him to. Like, where's this been? We've known he can do this. I think the only concern, we were thinking back to 23, where he threw all the interceptions. He's not doing that this year. Even when it does seem like he's putting it in harm's way, it's a dot. I mean, he's just threading needles. He's making great passes, great decisions, and you just need to let him go out there and do that. Unless he comes out there and just makes one or two big mistakes while you try to go that way and use that philosophy, then alter your game plan, obviously. But like, I just don't see him doing that, especially in this game. It's his last game at Bobby Dodd for Tech. He is going to want to go out there and have like basically the best game of his life. And you need to let him go do that, because I guarantee you he will. Uh, he is he's probably the most like special player that I've watched play at Tech. I mean, I watched Calvin, but I was really young, so it's like a very faint memory at this point. I don't. I'm not going to remember it the way that I remember watching Haynes King play at Tech.
Yeah, no.
It's just different. Um, so like I've hinted at, I mean, if this guy goes out there and if he wins this week and he beats Georgia and you go 11-1, uh, especially if you win in Charlotte, this guy's going to have a statue in front of the stadium, as he should. And I just think that you need to let him go out there and ball out, because this guy is your team. He is your offense. He has shown that this year. Like, in years past, it has felt like it's a little more. He's a little more behind the scenes. He's not like quite as in the forefront. This year, it's like it is not like that. That's the reason he's getting talked about for the Heisman. I mean, it's been amazing to watch, and you just need to let him go out there, and you need to go out there and let him win you a football game. Is what you need to do. And
Put it in your best player's hands.
yeah, yep, that's what you got to do. And the thing is, it that also goes towards the passing game. At this point, your backfield is Haynes King and Hosley for the most part. I mean, use your real weapons. Use Canyon. Use Malik. Use Bailey Stockton. Use Jordan Allen. Use Zion Taylor. You are loaded at receiver. Use them. Let him go out there and make Dean Patterson. Let him go out there and make plays. That's what you need to do. That needs to be the game plan. And I want to see on the first drive, I want to see Jordan Allen with the ball in his hands on the first drive. Because that dude just generates explosives. Run it up the middle for 4 or 5 yards on first down, then get it to Allen on 2nd and 5. Watch him go for 30 yards.
And it really seems like any time he's touching the ball, he's making something happen. Now, like I remember Syracuse. I think it might have been a jet sweep, or it was just a little arrow route off the jet. But man, you get him on the sideline, he will make some dudes miss, and his speed will take care of the rest. Now, I remember Keith saying in a press conference he's still learning how to carry the ball or something. So that was interesting. But
that kind of makes sense if he's like a track
I know he was
guy.
a track guy, yeah.
Right.
But no, like you said, Haynes is gonna have to carry us to another win, man. And look, I hope he has his best game yet. It's gonna be a little hard to top the past 2 weeks what he's been able to do with the offense, but yeah, hoping for something special. If Pitt's to make this ugly, what does that look like? Now, I mean, like I know the easy answer is they throw for 500 yards. I guess what would we have to do on offense that would worry you Um, I guess like turning the ball over. Um, you just really can't have a slow start, really. Um, which is kind of like, would you rather us start off hot or would you rather us finish strong? But that would also take the defense to keep you in the game if we are in a slump, which is why I think it's so important that I mean this this offense really has to just go and play a full 4 quarter game. You have to drive down the field. Now I don't know if this means now obviously you want us to start taking up some of these chances in the red zone when we're driving and not settle for field goals, but at the same time, I just feel like it's going to be sort of a shootout, man.
Yeah, I don't see any way that it's not a shootout. I mean, all we can pray for is that this defense can either. Honestly, I'm not even. I don't even think I can say that I have enough faith that the defense is going to come up with or force 3 to 4 stops. I think that we just need Pitt to have 3 to 4 overthrows slash holding penalties, things that push them behind the chains and force them to punt. Uh, so that our offense could just go out there and win a shootout. That wait, get a couple turnovers. That's obviously the preferred option. Uh, and yeah, I mean, it's never going to be anything but a shootout. I mean, it's either going to be a shootout or Pitt's going to be winning by multiple scores. I think. Um,
I
I
just
just don't
just
think
with
that the
this
defense is
defense,
going to be
I
able
don't
to
see
do
us
enough
blowing them
for
out.
us to blow them out or anything. Like I, that's the thing. Sean and I may be very critical of the team, but we're always very positive in our score predictions. We, we are always very confident that Tech is going to blow out everybody that they play. Um, this is not one of those occasions. I don't know. I think I'm fine with just going ahead and giving my prediction. You good with that?
Yeah, yeah,
I
we can do it.
yeah. I mean, I just don't see a way that Tech is going to in Bobby Dodd, not at the very least have this within 2 to 3 points. Uh, that seems impossible to me. I'm ruling out the Pitt blowout scenario. Uh, I haven't really been able to decide how I think this is going to play out, but I'm just going to go with kind of what I'm hoping for slash what my gut is telling me, and that's that Tech, with all the guys that are on this team right now in their last game at home, I just don't. That really dragged this program out of the gutter. I don't see a way that they are going to go out after not losing here in the last 2 years. I don't see it happening Saturday. Like all those seniors on defense are going to summon up whatever testosterone that they have left after the last 2 weeks, and I think that all of a sudden we're going to see Eford out there putting guys in the dirt. That's what I'm hoping, and you'll get those few stops, and it'll be enough for Tech to win. 38-35. Another 3-point win. Burr kicks a field goal with like 70 seconds left.
We've been so close these past 2 weeks on score predictions. Um, I know. Last week I was literally thinking of the exact same score that you were talking about. Um, but yeah, again, you hope to hold Pitt under 40, um, which is what I think we'll do when I give you my score prediction. But it's going to be a special night in Bobby Dodd. Senior night. These seniors are going to be playing with some heart, and hopefully they can rally up the youngins to come and play a complete game too. Now, this defense really is full of seniors. So they better play with their hair on fire. They better play for something other than themselves. They better play for this entire city who's rallied behind them all year. And the fans have really done a great job this year at making it a home field advantage. And it's something that we have not had in the past 5 years. And it's progressively gotten better thanks to these seniors. And I think they recognize that, and they recognize, the magnitude of this situation. And I think they'll come out ready to play. This defense is going to have to figure something out. And I think they will figure out just enough to get it done. I've got Tech 41, Pitt 35, because we will not stop them a single time in the red zone. They will score a touchdown every single time they're driving the ball. So the defense needs to find a way to make some stops. And Haynes King game, man. Haynes King game. And he will stop being criminally, I still think, underrated. I mean, this man should be in the forefront for the Heisman. They've still got him 4 or 5 below Diego Pavia. Now, Stockton's been playing well, but he's something special, man.
Yeah, he is, dude. I'm really excited to get up there. I think Sean and I will both probably be around the stadium a good bit before the game gets started. Like we said, we're gonna be sitting in 205. Y'all come y'all come yeah, y'all come if you want to talk to us, please come see us. I mean, like I said, we'll be sitting in 205. I think we're row 11 or something. If you have any desire, or if you just see us walking around outside the stadium, inside the stadium, come up and say, hey, we'll be happy to talk with you. Let us know how we're feeling about the game. Don't hold it against us if we have a couple drinks in us, because I know that I will. I'm gonna be.
Unlike Rec and Sea Dog, we are not doing this sober.
I
So
cannot stomach this sober. So
please, please, please come see us. We love the fan interactions. This will be our first time out and about at Atlanta since we've, kind of gotten a tiny, tiny bit of a following on here. So, now it'll be fun, man. Prime time, 7 o'clock, ESPN. Now's the time. Now's the time. 2 more days, 2 more sleep, 3 more sleeps, and we'll be inside a packed Bobby Dodd, hopefully on our way to Charlotte. This is shitty hotel Wi-Fi. That's all this is. Absolute shit Wi-Fi.
Yeah. After it's fine to end it after what you just said, I think.